and welcome to the Lower School News from the Heart. I'm Alessandra.
And I'm Valentina.
And today we are going to be interviewing some of our lower school friends to hear more about the inspirational Hispanic women they have been learning about in their Spanish classes.
We want to encourage everyone to pay close attention to today's Hispanic Heritage Month broadcast, as well as to the bulletin board in the lower school hallway, because we are going to be having a green and white challenge at a Hispanic Heritage Month gathering on October 12th, and I've heard it's a trivia challenge. Let's get started today with who Alessandra and I have been learning about in 4th grade Spanish class, the Queen of Salsa, Celia Cruz.
I've had so much fun singing along to the chorus of one of her famous songs when Celia Cruz calls out azúcar to the crowd. She loved to sing about her homeland and how all Cubans take azúcar or sugar with their coffee.
Well, I had a blast attempting to learn the dance salsa, but I have to say, it looks a lot easier than it actually is.
Let's get back to what we're here for, to interview our friends for Hispanic Heritage Month. Let's start with Sophie.
Hola, soy Grace. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien, ¿y tú? Bien. What is that book you're holding, Chloe?
It's about Puerto birthday.
Who is she?
She's Puerto friend.
Who is Buddha Butcher?
She's a famous librarian and she boarded a ship to come to New York. And she came to New York and she went and she got a job and she went and she got a job and she looked in the library and she looked in the library and there's no books about her mom.
Grace, do you know some things about what she liked to do? What her grandma?
Her grandma told her when she was like really little about stories when she was stories about cockroaches and like the sound of the frogs going croaky, croaky. But then she came and told all of these children stories at the library. And she came and she yelled, come to the library.
And do these children speak Spanish?
Yes.
And she wanted all the children that speak Spanish to come to the library. Where is she from, Grace and Chloe?
She's from Puerto Rico.
How interesting. Was it in New York?
Yes, it was in New York. You read these stories, but you couldn't find the ones about the cockroaches and the frogs that went
Back to the studio.
Thanks so much, Sophie, Grace, and Chloe. Now, let's move on to Nina with our 2nd grade friends.
Hi, Emery and Juju.
Hi.
Emery, can you tell us who you've been learning about in 2nd grade Spanish class?
We've been learning about Dolores Huerta.
I've never heard of Dolores Huerta before. Who is she?
She's a famous activist. She started a strike for the farmers who weren't getting paid enough, and they wouldn't get bathroom breaks or water breaks, and they wouldn't get enough money.
Emery, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Dolores Huerta is famous for the word si se puede, si se puede.
What does that mean?
It means it can be done. Yes, I can.
What else is she famous for?
She's famous for starting a strike, and she gathered everybody and she made a speech about how the people should be getting enough money. And then she got a presidential medal from Barack Obama.
Thank you, Emery and Juju. Back to the studio.
I really like the phrase, si se puede. It's so positive. Now, let's move on to Katerina, who's with Anya and Arya, our 3rd grade friends.
Hi, Anya and Aria. Can you tell me about what you've been learning about in Spanish class?
We've been learning about Sylvia Mendez.
She was born in California, and she moved to a farm in California, and she decided to go to Westminster School.
But they wouldn't let her because she was Mexican American, and she had dark skin.
Wow, what happened? Her family decided to start a petition so families could go against being separated.
Her father gathered 5 families to help fight back. Wow, Sylvia Mendez and her family were real heroes.
Many years later, she won the Presidential Medal from President Obama.
After a while at court, the judge finally agreed that segregation was not fair. Thank you, Owen and Aria. Back to the studio.
I'm so happy we got to sit down with our lower school friends and hear about this inspirational Hispanic woman.
If you want to learn more about Hispanic women who have made and continue to make history, check out the bulletin board in the hallway and don't forget to take the challenge.
We have 6 birthdays to celebrate this week. A big shout out to Margot, Marina, Morgan, Sasha, Carlisle, and Annabelle. Happy birthday!
That's the news for today. We leave you with this quote by Dolores Huerta, who we learned today is a famous Mexican-American activist. We must use our lives to make the world a better place, not just to acquire things. That is what we are put on the earth for. Have a good day from our hearts to yours.